Hi there, Phil here from Radio.co, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you just how easy it is to create your very own branded web players that you can then easily embed onto your very own website. So to find that option, you want to click on the Listen tab, which is arguably the most important area of Radio.co. There are different ways people can listen to your station. And what you'll be greeted with first of all is what we call a standard streaming link here, which is just a simple web URL that you can share with people. You could post it on social media, and as long as your station is on air, people who click on that, it just streams your station. It opens up a browser tab that has a black page with a play button. It's not attractive to look at, but it's a very, very easy way of people listening to your station, and that may be the preferable way for some of your audience. I would always recommend that the best way of using these links is in a number of internet radio directories, such as Streamer. We have a help guide on about 40 different directories that you can easily submit your station to. So if you want access to that, well, head to the help centre, help.radio.co to find them. But the thing I wanted to show you here is ignoring that link entirely, because what you're after is a web player, particularly if you have a website or you wish to build a website in the future. Now, what the web player is this is the ability to have, well, let's say a more decorative, a more attractive a widget available on your website that can display the logo for your station, artwork for individual tracks coming through, the name of the file, the artist. It could be a picture of you if you're live on air, something that is more visually appealing. So when you direct people to, instead of clicking on that very unattractive link, you can say, hey, click on my actual web domain, my website, and on my website you'll be welcomed with my player. And to actually build this, it's very, very straightforward. You click on the add player option here, choose which design you want. I always like to go for the classic design, and I'm going to call this one Phil Test. Add player. And your options are, it's basically just asking you a couple of very simple questions. So what size do you want it? So this is medium here. Small, it's literally just a play button. I always like to go for large. There we go. So the large is now going to have a much better display of, the artwork, the imaging of your content. And then you're just asking sort of specific colours here. Sort of, what do you want that bar colour to be? There we go. That sounds fine. What do you want the main one to be? Oh, God, I'm going to make this really garish now, aren't I? And then repulsive. But there you go. There's a couple of different ideas there to build your player. Some of these options here are, incredibly helpful. Autoplay. By default, it's disabled. That just means this allows your player to automatically start playing anytime someone visits the website. So as soon as they land on that web page, that's it. Your radio station starts playing. Some people arguably think it's a little intrusive, but the option is there. Some people prefer it. The one I would say is the most helpful is pop out, and I think it is enabled by default. And what this means is when people click on the play button of your player, it's then opening out a separate window on your website. So if they do leave your website, or they start navigating it, or they go on social media or online shopping, whatever they're using their computer from, and they're not staring at your specific web page, the radio station is still playing because it's still playing in a separate window. So I would always recommend turning that on if it's not on already, as it just means there's far less chances of an interruption to your radio station. It keeps it playing for much longer. You can smooth off or square off the edges. You can have a link to your Facebook and all the social media pages there. Like I said, it's there's no coding required at all for this because it automatically generates a bit of script there for you. So if you just copy that script, paste that onto your website, and hey presto, you will have the player that you've created there. Of course, as long as you click save, always click save. So there we go. Just copying and pasting that onto your website, and you'll be able to see on your website, front and center, or wherever you decide to put it, a player that displays your station logo or the artwork of the content that you're playing. And if you do want to make something that is a bit more bespoke, we do have an option called the DIY Player Kit. We can't offer support with it, but there is tools in there. We can give you access to API, and you can create a web player that's a bit more in line, perhaps, with the design of your website. For more information on that, just click on the DIY Player Kit in the web player section of your account. And for more tutorials just like that one, head to our help centre, help.radio.co. And until next time, take care and happy broadcasting. Want to take your radio station to the next level? Well, here at Radio.co, we don't just specialise in launching new radio stations, but elevating existing ones too. For example, do you have an internet radio station that doesn't seem to be hitting that audience you want? Are you unsure whether the branding or the content you've created is right? Are there just too many industry buzzwords and equipment types that you can't get your head around? Allow me to offer my expertise. For just $50, you can schedule in a 50-minute consultation with me to go through every aspect of your station, with the goal of refocusing and revitalizing your efforts to mold it into something that you're truly happy with. Even if you don't have a radio station or podcast yet, but you'd like some guidance on how to get off to a strong start, then please don't hesitate to get in touch. Don't let stress and small audience numbers get you down. Get in touch via studio@radio.co, and we'll put our heads together to turn this thing around.